and welcome to this video. Happy New Year to everyone. We are in 2025. I cannot believe we have made it, but we have survived. I hope everyone has had a nice time with their families and are looking forward to the new year. It has been an interesting one, and on the art side, I just want to say thank you to everyone for their support, because without you, let's just ignore that. Without you, I wouldn't be able to reach 3,000 subscribers after doing only like 2 videos. So that is something I want to work on this year. Produce some new videos and faster pace. Editing does take me a while, so just bear with me till I sort of get used to doing these a little bit quicker, but trying to produce some helpful content at the same time. I hope you're all doing well. Let's focus on this video. So in this video I want to talk about portraits, and we are going to talk about just sort of some quick ideas of doing portraits. Always fun to do, always great to experiment with. Portraits are a great way into learning a lot of different fundamentals as well. So we're just going to do a sort of spontaneous video, nothing too crazy with this. Now I've already went over some shape design in the previous video, so in this one we're going to just go over some things that you can use to help you. So let me switch to the brush I'm going to use. I will create a new layer. I will delete this layer, and you can see isn't that beautiful brush here. So this is a 9B pencil brush. Now just FYI, this is Autodesk Sketchbook Pro. I sort of lived by this program since I started digital art. It is free. I paid £15 for the upgrade, and you get some really nice things with that. So this is the 7B pencil, a little bit more texture, and you've got the 8B as well, so you can create any masterpiece that you want, like this here. As you can see, fantastic little Pikachu there. But on a serious note, I really recommend this program. I've said this before, and people ask me this quite a lot, but this is the Autodesk Sketchbook Pro, and it's really fast. Really just loads up super quickly, and you can start drawing those masterpieces like I was talking about. Right. So okay. So I want to just show you something. So I know a lot of people, especially a lot of artists, they want to be able to draw directly. What do I mean by drawing directly? It means not using construction lines to create your drawing, but instead we are drawing without that. So it is something that now the sort of era that we are in with the great Kim Jong-gi, who sort of made this he showed the power of drawing directly from imagination, not using construction. Although he had strong foundations in construction, he was able to draw without that. So I know a lot of people want to be able to just draw things and be able to just freewheel, which is fantastic, but I do always give the warning out that to be able to get there, you need to. There's a whole lot of different exercises to be able to get to that point, to be able to draw things from imagination and get to that point. So let's focus on sort of an in-between sort of level of that, and so I'll make another video on direct drawing at some point as well, which will hopefully help you, any of you who want to do that style. So some tips that I would like to give out here. So one thing I always say is that so one of the keys I think is line confidence. and again, this is probably something I'll do a separate video on, but line confidence is key. If you can draw something confidently, even if the drawing is not great, it can still still carry you some way, even if everything is not in the right place. Line confidence is, I think, very important. So one thing I like to show here is now if I did say I was doing a drawing here and I made the nose crazy big. I mean, let's give him a really large snout, or she, and yeah, okay, this looks pretty ridiculous, but line confidence is good, although it still looks ridiculous. There's no getting away from that. Now, this is something I wanted to touch on, but a lot of drawing portraits is it's really important. If you get things in the right place, that goes a long way to making a successful drawing. If you get things in the right place, that'll go a long way. So that's really important for you to learn, but that's going to take drawing the skulls and anatomy, things like that. But if you were to, now let's go back to this, increase the razor size, I'll go back to this drawing here. Now you can see obviously it's a really huge snout. So we just take the nose and just bring it back a little bit to here. You can see now you've got the foundation of a good drawing, and then you can sort of build up from that. And it's a great way of if you want to experiment and things like that. You can do that by using this technique, right? So if we just go back a bit there, and you'll say, well, how do I know that that's the right length of nose? Well, obviously, it can still be too big. Even if you did it slightly super small, you can still create a style out of that. You can also make it slightly longer, and then decrease the size of the chin, and you can still end up with a really sort of interesting style there as well with that. I think that's similar to, Sam Does Arts does a sort of similar style to this, with a long nose but really small. This area is super small. So that's something you can try, and it's not difficult at all to do that. I'm just going to delete that there. So if we go back to thinking about construction and how to do things in sort of simplified way, another tip I would have is, if you do something now, I'm just going to change back to this brush here. So I think doing things in a simplified way, like I said, you can really simplify things, and if you can get things in the right place, then that'll make a big impact on the drawing itself. So I'm just gonna sketch this in loosely, as you can see. So this is just sort of laying out the ground, and I really love using this brush or pencil brush, whatever you want to call it, to lay out, because it's nice, soft, it's not too harsh, able to put things in loosely, which is why I usually start with this one. I'll just bring that in there. Okay, so now you can see everything is pretty much in a good place, and this is a really quick sketch. So I'm going to go in and detail this a bit more, and you can do a sketch in like 10 minutes. If you get everything right. It's when things are not in the right place, that's when the problems start. And when I was first starting out, I had really a lot of issues with the jaw and getting the jaw in the right place and stuff. Eventually you'll get that right, but just try and focus on putting things where they're supposed to be. You can sort of, at this point, I can sort of eyeball it and get it right that way. But that's just something that's going to take practice. Once you can get things in the right areas and do loads of like studies of the placement and where to put the nose, the eyes, things like that, that will really help going forward. If you want to do like a stylized kind of style similar to this, then that'll take you a long way. So I'm just gonna speed this up and finish off this drawing. It's not going to be super detailed, but just for the purpose of the video. So let me just lower the opacity. So as you can see, a really simple drawing. It only took me like 5 minutes to do that. And if you can see here, we have the original, and then I slightly tweaked a little bit for a little bit of angle. You can see there, really not changing much. I think maybe here, just curve that in a little bit. But you can see effectiveness in just having things in the right place can take you a long way. So that is definitely a tip I would give. If you'd like more, like me to expand more on that, then just let me know. Okay, so that is that for that one. Now let's move on. Okay, let's go with a more frontal view this time with a slight angle, because I think front views can be a bit boring sometimes, to be honest. And then I'm going to show you a different way of, because I know a lot of you are interested in direct drawing, so I'll show you how you could start this by going from the eyes, okay? So let's start this off and how I would approach that. So let's start with the eye here, okay, and just place the eyebrow in. Again, it's all very loose, nothing too crazy or too detailed. I don't know why I did that actually. Yeah, okay, sorry, I sort of lost my way for a second there. It happens. So okay, let's start with that, and then we'll place the other eyebrow in. Okay, so now we have a nice foundation here with the eyes. Okay, so that's looking okay. So you're probably thinking, okay, so if I were to do this, how would I get to the other area? So there's different ways of doing this. So you could go with the nose, and if you remember that thing I showed you before. Now clearly you can see this nose is way too big. That's never going to be an option. What you can do is you can take that, minimize it, bring it up to near that looks good, which would be about there. Okay, so that's one thing you can do with the power of digital media. Yeah, so it's going to take some time to understand where it would go. As I've said in other videos, there's different ways of doing this. You can do it with the triangle method that I like to call. So you can take 2 points here, and then if you put the nose there, you're going to get a decently sort of average sort of face. If you did it more stylized, you'd probably put it slightly up. So for the purpose of this drawing, let me just, okay, if I can undo that. Okay, so put it about here, and that looks pretty good. Just eyeballing it there. Okay. So next part I usually do is try and get the sides of the face in. Now usually you're thinking like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably slightly big, this eye. Went full sort of anime with this one. You'd usually half these and take another half, and that would be your size of your face. So if you weren't using the lines like I am there, sorry if you can hear that Control Z in the background, use it on screen one instead, which is not very good. There. Okay, so say I was to eyeball it, blah blah blah. Okay, I know that's going to come around here. Okay, so we're gonna bring that in, and if you use the what I was mentioning in another video, you can use the 3 rule. So for a female, I can take the eyes to the nose, to the chin, and bring that in around there, which is no problem at all. Pretty easy to do that. Okay, so yeah, so you can then bring that up, and then you have now you're already doing pretty well at this point. So you can add in the hair again, bring that up another 3, you have the hair, and then we can start bringing that in. And if you have noticed, I have changed my brush. For any eagle-eyed viewers, this is a more textury kind of brush I'm using. Why I changed it, I actually don't know, but something's good to mess up, and I don't know why, but this actually looks like a cool hairstyle. But no, I'm going to take that out. But yeah, so that's a good way of doing it. Nose looks a bit funky actually. So ears, okay, bottom of the nose, you'll get the ears to the top of the eyebrow is an angle, so you will see less of the ear. Okay, so we will bring the hair down here. Okay, and bring that up. I'm not gonna get rid of all the lines, it's just a quick demonstration. Okay, you'll have the rest of the lips. Yep, so now lips will be a bit tricky. So if you take the bottom of the nose to the chin and you divide it in the middle, it'll be slightly above that. So taking that into consideration, the lips line should be about here, and then you can add in the rest of that. Sorry, this is quite sloppy. The pressures of doing this live. So yeah, then you can sort of, yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's not too bad. And then you can sort of bring in the neck there, and then blah de blah de blah. Okay, bring that in there. Okay, and yeah, so gonna mess this up. You can put your shadows and stuff in as well, and then bring in the rest of the hair. I've actually run out of space here. I'll just take that down a bit, and then bring that up here, and then yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see the rest there. And these lips are really annoying. But yeah, for the purpose of the video, that is how you would do it. So yeah, so I hope this helps. Now again, really simple drawings here, and nothing too crazy, but I hope this gives you some ideas on how to. Now if you just learn those little things, you know, they can take you a long way, but really it is all about experimenting with those shapes, and you know, eventually you'll understand how to put things in places that, you know, are, when you look at it, you'll think, okay, that looks good, and then you can just experiment from there. And yeah, that is my advice. Yeah, so it's a more spontaneous video. I'm going to try and put out more videos soon. I have a lot more artwork I want to share as well. But if you have any questions or anything at all you want to know, it doesn't have to be about art, it can be about me if that interests you. If not, it's okay, I don't take offense. But I just want to make her smile actually, because she's just looking a bit, it's giving me like daggery eyes. So yeah, so anyway, again, Happy New Year. Hope everyone is having a great time with their family, and I will catch up with you all very soon. Okay, see ya.